side 2 of this tape, we're going to be looking at the meditation exercises, the mindfulness meditation exercises that you can use and practice on a regular basis. Firstly, we'll practice it in a slightly longer form and then in a shorter form. It's not necessary to always use a tape to practice it. In fact, it's good in the long run if you feel entirely independent with this practice, so that you don't need a tape at all. But initially, a tape can be a very helpful way of getting us into the feel of what it's about. It's almost like if we're learning to ride, it's like trainer wheels initially, in any case. So the longer form will go for a time. If you're practicing by yourself, you could practice the same exercise without the tape for as long as you like. But we'll just go through the steps initially and then look at how you can practice it in a shorter form. The longer form, if you were talking about punctuating our day, and if we didn't punctuate a book, it wouldn't make much sense, and it's a little bit like that with our day. So the longer form is like punctuating our day with a full stop, and the shorter form is like the commas that we can have throughout our day. So let's start with the longer form. It's a very simple process, as we said about mindfulness, of cultivating a very restful form of awareness. Not trying to change anything, do anything. We're just practicing cultivating awareness. And we're going to start off with teaching the body to relax, because the body learning to relax is like the first step into meditation. And then we teach the mind to relax. And you'll get a feel of what it's about as we go. So just starting off, and the posture is important. It's generally better to practice sitting up in the chair with a balanced and upright spine. Not a tense spine, there doesn't need to be tension in the back, but it does help if the body is balanced and upright and the body is symmetrical. You can practice lying down, but it tends more often to be associated with sleep when we lie down, and that's not meditation, that's sleep. So it's better to practice sitting up if we can, and it's also better to practice before food rather than after food, because again, sleep comes more readily after food. So balanced and upright in the chair, and just allowing the eyes to close. And so we just start off by being aware of the body, just aware of its posture. Just noticing the contact of the body and the chair, so being in touch, as it were. And just being in touch with where the feet are contacting the floor. And just notice the feet and be aware of any tensions in the feet. And if there are any tensions there, just very gently allow them to relax. Simply let them go. And just notice the legs as well. And if there are any tensions in the legs, very gently let them go as well. Doesn't require any force, just a very simple letting go. If they come back in, once again very gently letting them go again. Learning to let go. And just notice the stomach. And once again, just allowing that to relax. Now just notice the hands and arms. And if there are any tensions there, just very gently allow them to relax. And also the neck and the shoulders. And just allowing the awareness to move to the face. And if there are any tensions in the forehead, the jaw, just very gently letting them go as well. Letting the muscles soften and ease. So that the whole body is starting to relax. And just to help it to relax a little more, draw in a deep breath and let it out slowly and gently. Breathing out any tensions that remain. And a deep breath in once again. And slowly and gently out. And a breath in once again. And slowly and gently out. And from that point, just allow the breathing to find its own rhythm. Just letting the body breathe by itself. Without having to interfere with the breath, without having to control it. And simply be in touch with the breath. That is, just feel the air as it enters and as it leaves. Just allowing the attention to rest with the breathing. And thoughts may come into the mind, and if they come, just notice them. Let them come and let them go. Not even with any sense that they shouldn't be there. Just allow them to come in and to pass by themselves. And quite simply, if the attention is drawn away with the thought, very gently, get back in touch with the breathing. That is, simply feel the breath once again. In a manner of speaking, rest the attention with the breath. No force required. Now, from using the sense of touch with the breathing, we can use the sense of hearing. Just be aware of the sounds. Practice restfully listening. Some sounds are close. Some sounds are distant. Just let the awareness be very wide and open, hearing sounds as they rise and fall. If you find there's listening to a commentary in the mind, just very gently open the attention out again. Once again, no need to struggle with any thoughts. No need even to struggle with any reactions to thoughts. Just simply let them flow in and flow out as they may. And just coming back to the present moment through the listening. Good. So now, just moving backward through the steps, very briefly and gently. Just be aware of the breathing once again. Notice the body and its posture. And allow the eyes to slowly open. Good. And then just very gently move into whatever awaits you. Now that was what at the start we called a full stop, a slightly longer practice. And you can, of course, if you wish to use the tape and practice for longer than we did just then, you can pause the tape during the breathing and the listening phases of the exercise, and then continue the tape when you wish to proceed. And now what we will do is to practice a comma, that is a short pause. It's a sort of thing that you can punctuate your day with frequently, if we should remember, and it is difficult to remember very often to stop, just to take our bearings during the day. This is a sort of thing that we can practice before we get out of the car, having driven somewhere, before going into that meeting, before eating our meal, before going to bed, going to sleep. We can practice at any time as an actual punctuation mark between one activity being completed and starting the next. Or when we notice that the mind is in a very distractible state and that there's a need to stop for a moment. So we can actually use this frequently during the day to punctuate our day with commas. So I'll just take you through a short practice now. The steps are the same as before, but simply abbreviated. So once again, just balanced and upright in the chair. And just being aware of the body and its posture. And just helping the body to relax by drawing in a deep breath. And letting it out slowly and gently, breathing out any tensions as you go. And a deep breath in once again. And slowly and gently out. Now from that point, just allow the breathing to flow by itself. Simply feeling the air as it enters and as it leaves. Not interfering, just simply feeling. Noticing any thoughts in the mind. Letting them come and go. Opening the awareness out to the sounds. Actually listen, be present. Good. So now just allow the eyes to slowly open. Good. So that short pause can be as long or as short as is appropriate to time and place.